The most popular size for TVs is slowly becoming the 65-inch screen size. They're a great choice for most living rooms and have a big enough screen to deliver an immersive experience. Although they used to be expensive, you can now get the best 65-inch Fork TV for your needs in every price range, as there's a wide selection of models to choose from. Not sure if a 65-inch TV is the right size for you? Check out our TV size to distance calculator if you need help choosing what size to get. We've bought and tested more than 415 TVs, and below are our recommendations for the best 65-inch TVs you can buy. For different sizes and options, also see our recommendations for the best TVs, the best 55-inch TVs, and the best 70 to 77-inch TVs. To help you find the right model, we've listed the top 5 65-inch TVs and their key features, plus the things you need to consider to help you choose the best one for you. And as always, you can check pricing for any of these products in the description below. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Now, let's get started. Number 7. Samsung QN65 S90 TFXA. The best 65-inch TV we've tested is the Samsung QN65 S90 CFXA, commonly known as the S90C. It's an impressive TV that delivers fantastic picture quality and looks amazing with any content. Its QD OLED panel provides a perfect contrast ratio, with no distracting blooming around bright objects, and its colors are incredibly vibrant and realistic. It gets extremely bright, so highlights and ATR stand out well, and with its fantastic reflection handling, it can easily overcome glare in a bright room. Unfortunately, it doesn't support Dolby Vision ATR. It instead supports ADR10+, a similar, albeit not as widespread, HDR format. Otherwise, it's a fantastic TV with a great selection of extra features. It supports Bixby and Amazon's Alexa voice assistants, and its Tizen operating system is fast and easy to use. It's a fantastic TV for console gamers looking to get the most out of their Xbox Series X or 5 pounds. It's also perfect for gamers wanting to take advantage of their recent PC GPU, as it supports 4K at 144 Hz gaming on all 4 HDMI ports and variable refresh rate (VRA) technology to help reduce screen tearing. Number 6. Sony XR65 and 95L. Although it's more expensive than the Samsung S90C OLED, if you want the best possible home theater experience, the Sony XR65 and 95L is a better choice. While it uses a QD OLED panel like the Samsung model, it has much better image processing, and its colors and brightness are more accurate overall, so it displays content the way its creator intended. It also supports Dolby Vision ADR, a more widely used ADR format than Samsung's ADR10+. If you like to game, it's also a fantastic gaming TV, with HDMI 2.1 bandwidth on 2 of its HDMI ports, VRA support, and very low input lag, even though it's a bit higher than on the Samsung. Unfortunately, one of its HDMI 2.1 ports is also the ERC port, so you'll need to work around that if you have multiple HDMI 2.1 devices. If you want to enhance your home theater setup with a surround sound system, you'll also be happy to know it supports audio pass-through for all common formats. It runs the Google TV interface with a sleek look and an easy-to-use menu. It has a massive selection of streaming apps, and the TV's built-in mic supports hands-free voice control, so you can easily find your favorite streaming shows, even when you can't find the remote. If you want a Sony TV for the best home theater experience but find the A95L too expensive, consider the Sony A80L/A80CL OLED. Number 5. Sony XR65 X93L. If you prefer an LED TV, consider the Sony XR65 X93L. You don't get the same perfect black levels as on the Sony A95L OLED or the Samsung S90C OLED. Instead, it uses mini LED backlighting, allowing it to get very bright. With its excellent reflection handling, you won't have issues using it in a well-lit room, even with bright lights. If you prefer using it in a dark room, it still has an amazing contrast ratio, and its mini LED backlighting provides a good local dimming feature that further deepens blacks. It also supports Dolby Vision HDR and advanced DTS audio formats for an optimal home theater experience. It has great motion handling that makes fast-moving content look smooth. Plus, the TV has no issues upscaling lower-resolution content, which is ideal for watching content from a cable box. Like the Samsung TV, it has a great selection of extra features, and gamers will appreciate its low input lag and HDMI 2.1 bandwidth for 4 at 120 Hz gaming. Unfortunately, like the A95L, it has only two HDMI 2.1 ports, one of them being the EA/C port, so this requires some planning if you have multiple HDMI 2.1 devices. Thankfully, it supports HDMI Forum VRR and GSONC, so VRR works with any source. It's available in three sizes, from a 65-inch size to a huge 85-inch model, and all sizes deliver incredible picture quality. Number 4. LG OLED 65C3PUA. If you want a good home entertainment OLED, but don't want to get the expensive Sony M95L OLED, check out one of the best upper mid-range TVs we tested, the LG OLED 65C3PUA. It's a premium TV that delivers stunning picture quality, especially in dark rooms. Thanks to its near-infinite contrast ratio, there's no blooming around bright objects. It gets bright enough to fight glare even in moderately lit rooms, and the reflection handling is incredible. Its OLED panel isn't as bright or colorful as the QD OLED panel in the Samsung S90C OLED. However, the LG TV partly makes up for it by being more versatile, as it has better image processing, Dolby Vision ATR support, Dolby Vision gaming at 120 Hz, and can pass through advanced DTS audio formats. It delivers the typical perfect blacks and the amazing contrast of OLEDs, while getting bright enough to look great in a room with a few lights, especially with its spectacular reflection handling. It's also a great TV for gamers, supporting all variable refresh rate, VRR technologies for a nearly tear-free gaming experience from any VRR-enabled source. Its four HDMI ports have HDMI 2.1 bandwidth for 4 at 120 Hz, gaming from a recent console or gaming PC. Ultimately, you can't beat an OLED if you use your TV mostly in a dark room. If you love this TV but wish it were more vibrant, consider the more expensive LG G3 OLED. Number 3. Hisense 65U8K. If you want something cheaper but still want high-end features and great performance, a mid-range TV like the Hisense 65U8K is an excellent choice. It delivers excellent performance that won't disappoint. Its picture quality is great for various content, as it has an incredibly high contrast ratio, helped by a great local dimming feature. It has amazing black uniformity, so blacks look deep and inky with minimal blooming. It has surprisingly good image processing capabilities, so movies and shows look good regardless of source. The Hisense has the edge over the OLEDs on this list when in a bright room, as it gets incredibly bright and has excellent reflection handling, so glare isn't an issue. Unfortunately, its viewing angle is narrower than on the more expensive TVs. Unlike the TVs above, the Hisense supports ATR 10 Plus and Dolby Vision ATR for maximum HDR compatibility. It has good image processing, making it a very good home theater TV cheaper than other options from LG and Sony. It's also a fully featured gaming TV capable of up to 4 at 144 Hz on two of its HDMI 2.1 ports and supporting every VR technology for a nearly tear-free gaming experience. Although, like with the Sony TVs, you'll need to work around the limited number of HDMI 2.1 ports. You can also save money by going for the Hisense U7K. Number 2. Hisense 65U6K. If money is a bit tighter, the Hisense 65U6K is the best budget 65-inch TV we tested. It's a step down in performance from the Hisense U8/U8K because it doesn't get as bright, so highlights don't pop as much, and colors aren't as vibrant due to the TV's lower peak brightness. However, it still delivers surprisingly good picture quality, especially for its price range. Its excellent contrast ratio makes blacks look deep and inky in dark rooms, with some but not excessive blooming around bright highlights. It also has good peak brightness in SDR, with decent reflection handling, so it's a great choice for a brighter room. It's bright enough in ATR for a pleasant viewing experience, and just like the U8/U8K, it supports both HDR 10 Plus and Dolby Vision HDR, although it doesn't support advanced DTS audio formats. It's a well-equipped TV with a great selection of smart features and a few gaming perks. Its image processing is significantly worse than on the U8K, so there's visible digital noise when watching low bitrate content from streaming platforms. Still, it's a great TV for gaming, as it has superbly low input lag and variable refresh rate support for a responsive, nearly tear-free gaming experience. While it has a lower 60 Hz refresh rate than the 120 Hz on the U8K, it's still a great gaming TV with a fast response time, low input lag, and variable refresh rate (VRR), support that works well with the 5 pounds and Touchbox series. Number 1. TCL65 S450G. If you're looking for a simple and cheap 65-inch TV, consider the TCL65 S450G. It has a lower contrast ratio than the Hisense U6/U6K due to the lack of local dimming, so it doesn't look as good in dark rooms, but it's still decent for such a cheap TV. It's a good choice for a moderately lit room as it has good reflection handling, but it's not bright enough to handle glare from very bright lights or windows. The TV supports Dolby Vision HDR, but it isn't nearly bright enough for it to matter. The built-in Google TV platform is easy to use, with a polished interface that makes it easy to find your favorite content. It also has a great selection of streaming apps and games. Speaking of gaming, it's a decent TV for gamers thanks to its extremely low input lag for fast and responsive inputs, even though it lacks advanced features like VRR and HDMI 2.1 bandwidth. It has acceptable image processing, which is nice for a TV at this price point. If you're a Costco member, you'll instead want to get the much better Hisense A6/A65K, which is brighter and more colorful.